Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Napoleon, and today we're back with another Enlisted video, and today we're talking about a lot of new stuff, and these new stuff include, most importantly, the Normandy Landing Day and the Steel and Water mod digest, but that is actually not the most important part, because the most important part this week was that Enlisted gave out a new air suspended weapons rebalance for CAS, and then they took it away within seconds, so that's interesting. But that said, without further ado, let's get started with the Enlisted news of the week. Of course, this video has been made possible for the friends at Discord, meaning if you haven't liked, subscribed, or joined Discord, I highly suggest that you do. But that said, let's get started. So, the first thing that I have to talk about is the Normandy Landings Day, and there's a lot of stuff that are going to be essentially off the radar in terms of what they're going to be. For those who don't know, there is going to be a 50% off of all Allied and Axis Normandy premium squads in the game. These are either for gold or for actual cash via the Gaijin store. Now, this lasts until the 12th of June, which is, you guys still have 3 days, so that's going to be very interesting. The important thing I'll take from the Gaijin store, which is, by the way, all 50% off, is the fact that I'll just take, if you guys are interested, the Cult Monitor squad, the Carlay 43 if you're in the Axis, and most importantly, probably, the airborne squads, which if you have, they're essentially $20 for each. The Cult Monitor is 17.5, and most importantly, we had the Calliope squad and the Invasion Normandy German rocket thingy. So that's going to be very interesting. The reason why these are so good, in my opinion, is the fact that Cult Monitor and Carlay 43M is very, very good in terms of gunning down people. Airborne squad is very good at fun. And then the last thing is the fact that the Rocket Squad are very good at range, and they do offer a lot of new things for the game, which is very, very, very fun. But that said, let's move on to what we can get for actual hard-earned gold, which means that you have gold. The first thing I personally got from this entire endeavor is the fact I got the TZ45, which is an amazing premium squad in my opinion. It's nothing amazing, but with all the effects that you have, it's not that great. I also think the Focke-Wulf 190 is pretty good, but everything else, if you're starting the game, it's not the best, and by the time that you unlock everything, if you unlocked everything, all these squads are going to be pretty much useless. The allies have even less. I will not get anything from the allies. As a matter of fact, all the allies are pretty bad. And yeah, if you ask me, that's that. But that said, most of the good stuff is in the Gaijin store, which if you don't have money, I'm sorry, because, well, that is essentially referring to myself. I don't have money, so I'm not getting anything. The only thing I got out of this entire endeavor is the TC45, which is very, very interesting. But that said, that's very interesting. And let's move on to the plane nerf and aircraft suspension rebalance. So basically what Enlisted has come out and said, quote, is the fact that we're going to rebalance some Enlisted aircraft. Most of the people who looked at this said it was a disaster. Most of the people said it's very, very bad. And I do have a video potentially coming out about this. I personally think it's not the worst, although I just think Enlisted is going in the wrong direction. For starters, the amount of stuff they have for essentially the bombs and the stuff, it's very historically accurate, and I would say it's very fun for the player base. For example, the amount of bombs and amount of lows that you can carry is very interesting. Now, to quote one of my friends who I was playing with yesterday, they said, quote, the P-47 in this specific case is very fun if you're firing them, but when you're on the receiving end, it's hell. And to reiterate, it essentially is the case, because like most people are complaining is the fact that the P-47 is getting nerfed, and that will hopefully help out the Axis team. My answer to that is that I don't really agree with the statement, because all you have to do is to refurbish a lot of these stuff and give them back. Like, essentially don't change anything, in my opinion, and essentially get us better AAs, because the AA situation right now is pretty much a joke. I was literally recording a video the other day, and literally I was deploying AAs and I couldn't shoot anything down. I had a better chance of shooting them down with my submachine gun than the AA. That's how bad the situation of the AA is. Hence, this is the exact reason why we should buff the AAs and not the aircraft. Before the new AAs were introduced, I had a very easy time of downing planes, no matter what size or shape or whatever. Now it's like pretty much hell. The reason why these P-47s and PD-28s are so hellish to create is one of two things. The players in Enlisted, sadly, don't know how to deploy AAs, and they don't have engineers that could deploy AAs, and so that's very unfortunate. And the second part is that even if they deploy AAs, it's pretty bad. The third important thing is the fact that we don't have air superiority fighters, and when we do, we risk jeopardizing the ground, which is the ground war, which is very, very unfortunate. So in my opinion, just build AAs. Like, literally, that is my personal opinion. Of course, the enemy is going to realize very soon that you're building AAs, and most of them will either stop or be more clever, which is very interesting if you ask me. So it's a cat and mouse game. But what Enlisted is doing right now by essentially debuffing everything is quite unfortunate, because like essentially what you're gonna do is just that you're gonna have these bombs that are gonna be pretty much useless, and no one's gonna be playing planes anymore, and everyone's going on the ground. Whereas you do want some guys up in the air so they can support your team, and it's very fun. But now Enlisted is changing 360 and just not giving us any munitions for the planes, or very little from what I'm seeing, and that's why I think Enlisted is quote-unquote taking it back so we can rebalance it. And I honestly think that they just keep the loadout for the planes, but they give us better AAs, because the current AAs in the game, the new ones that we got, is absolutely horrid. Like, literally, the German AA can't even take out anything, the American AA can't take out anything, the Soviet AA can't take out a damn thing, and the Japanese AA can't even do better. So, all of the AAs are pretty bad. The anti-aircraft guns are terrible. Give us better AAs and we'll stand a better chance. But that is my rant as of right now. I do have a larger video coming out about the suspended weapons. But that said, let's move to the mod digest, Steel and Water. Essentially, they give us a lot of interesting maps, and we have Abandoned Factory and stuff like that. The hangar at the bottom of the sea is also very interesting if you ask me, and it's also very interesting considering the fact that it's essentially SpongeBob SquarePants, so that's very fun. But that is all of it for this week. What do you guys think of the mod digest? What do you think of the premium squads? Now it's going to be 50% off, so get them before the 12th. And of course, what do you guys think about the new suspended weapons rebalance? But that's it. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Discord. I'll see you in the next one.